Okay, so last session we learned about how to handle and how do we use Git. Have you tried? Able to do it? Everyone? Have you tried that online repository how to handle? Right? Don't say it's not working. Tell that I am unable to do. Huh? You have to check one more time, see the process, everything. Huh? Verify where you went wrong one more time, check one by one. If you are feeling any difficulty again, then later bring what problem you are facing. I will see. Okay. Right. So now from today, we are going to understand and start learning with styles. Styles is a concept. In the styles only you will learn about the part of CSS. So we are going to learn how to deal with the styles. After working with basic HTML, now styles are nothing but actually styles are attributes defined for HTML elements to make them more interactive and responsive. So already HTML elements have some attributes. Those attributes are not enough to make elements effective. So to make the elements effective, we need some more additional attributes. Those attributes are provided by styles. That means already suppose we have an heading. For heading, what attributes you can use for in HTML? For heading, what attribute you can give for in HTML? We can give align. We can give align. Anything else? No. So we have only align. If I want to change color of heading, then inside heading we have to use font color. If I want to change its font style, we have to use font face. So HTML elements are having limited properties. HTML elements are having limited properties. So those properties are not enough, attributes are not enough to make the elements effective. That is the reason to make the elements more effective, we need some more extra attributes. That is what actually provided by styles. So styles are nothing but styles are additional attributes defined for HTML elements to make them more interactive as well as responsive. So what is the main concept here is actually you can define styles you can define styles for HTML elements in three ways. We have three techniques of defining styles. One is we can define styles inline, we can define styles embedded, and we can define styles external style sheet, which is CSS. So how to apply styles for any HTML element? There are three ways we can use: inline, embedded, and external. Let's see first what they are. Actually, inline styles are nothing but, generally, inline styles means the styles are defined for every element. The styles are defined for every element individually. For every element individually. Inline styles means the styles are defined for every element individually by using style attribute. By using style attribute, we define. What is good about this is they are faster in rendering. That means in generating output, they are fast. They are fast in rendering. What is problem here is, what is the problem in inline style is, so you cannot reuse them. You cannot reuse the styles. They are fast in rendering, but you cannot reuse them. That is the major problem with inline style. That means I will show you here how we can define the styles inline. So let's go to the project here. Our project okay, let's check here. This is our application. Yeah. Yep. So here I'm adding some styles. So what we are doing, some HTML page, a simple doc type HTML, and here we have some head and title. Just I give some styles inline and title. Yeah. So in the body, we have some elements. Yeah. Here we have a heading, one heading. This is some HTML. Another heading, some CSS. Another heading, some JavaScript. Now I want to apply style for any heading. Then inline means we can apply the style for this heading by using a style attribute. Here you can add style, and here you can define the styles. So in the style defining, suppose background color. So, and we are writing color as red, that is semicolon, and we say some color as white. We can add the styles dynamically here. Suppose another text align. Text align I am giving as center. Like this, we are defining the styles. This is called inline style. In inline style, we are defining the style for every element individually. We are using a style attribute for that. So how we configure the style here? Syntactically, for any element, we have to define style, and we need to give an attribute colon value. That is how we define the style. If there are multiple, we can put a semicolon and add them. This is inline style. Now, what is the problem in this? You can see here, it is applied to HTML. Now, I want the same style to apply to CSS, or I want the same style to apply to JavaScript. Then you are writing inline, you cannot apply. You have to write these styles again for JavaScript. So inline styles are good if we want any effect to any element and we don't repeat it. So only one element is having some effects which is used only for that element. It is not used anywhere else. Then better you can write inline, because inline is faster in rendering. In generating the output, inline styles are faster. That is important. So here, this is working fine, but what is the problem? You cannot reuse the styles. That is one issue with the inline. So if I want for JavaScript, again, I have to write all these options for JavaScript also. That is the drawback of inline style, but it is good. So because nobody can ask like which one is best. Which one is best? Depending on situation, requirements, we decide. So inline is used everywhere. So because we don't want reusability, we are just concerned for one element, that's okay. It is faster. I will show you the speed also, how it is verified. Initially, this is inline styles. We can apply the styles like this. I will give one example here. Let's paste this example. In this, we are having an inline style. That is inline style, a simple example. Now, there is another technique. We can use embedded styles. That is what we were doing all these days. Embedded styles means what you have done all these days. Styles are defined in a style element. They are defined in style element. That means we are defining styles in style element. All these days you have done that, where you have kept that in head section. We return a style. What is advantage of this? So you can reuse the styles. For any element in page. Suppose any element wants that style, then you can use it. So embedded means the styles are defined in the page by using a separate style element. So how we define? Syntactically, we write style. We know already. We define some div. We define some attribute, and we put some value. That is how we were doing every day. All these days we were using what kind of styles? Embedded styles. Embedded styles, one problem is they are slow when compared to inline, because they are separately written somewhere. From there they have to apply to element. That will take some time. They are slow. So when you are defining the styles embedded, what is advantage is you can reuse. You can reuse the styles. That is one advantage. In reusability also, so many things are there. You are going to learn them one by one. So here, how to write embedded styles. Instead of writing like this now, I can remove the style from inline. Then I can go to the head section. And in the head section, we will put a style. In that, we will write heading 1. Wherever heading 1 is there, background color we kept as red. Color we kept as white. Text align we kept as center. Now it is going to apply everywhere so that we can easily reuse the styles. It will apply everywhere. Reusability is one important. But when compared to the inline styles, it is a little slow. Why? Because when we learned about browser engine, if you remember, we will have two DOM object models. One is CSS object model, another one HTML object model. CSS object model have to separately apply, HTML object model have to apply. It will take time. So embedded styles are good. We can reuse them. But embedded styles are not good every time because they are little slow in rendering. If I am not concerned about reusability, only for one element I want to apply, then better you write inline. So embedded styles, here lot of points are there. They are slow, but so many things you need to know here. I will give example first. Let's copy the same example. This time we are writing the styles embedded here. Now the first important thing you need to know, some questions are asked in regular interviews. The first point you need to know about embedded styles is where to embed the styles. In head or body. That is the first question. All these days, what you are doing, you are embedding the styles in head section. So where to embed the styles, in head or body? Actually, you can embed styles in both head and body. You can embed the styles both head and body. Then obviously the question is, what is difference between styles in head and styles in body? We can embed the styles in both head and body section. For example, currently we are defining the styles here, where we embed the styles in the head section. I will copy from here, remove, and I will keep in the body section. In the body section anywhere, I will change the color some blue. Okay. Now you can see the styles are in body section. That's also working fine. So you can put the styles in the head section or you can put in the body. Now, what is difference between these two? When to put in head, when to put in body section? Actually, difference is styles in head section are intended to load into memory and later accessed and applied to element. Styles in head section main intention is load them into memory. After loading them, that means don't immediately apply. Load them into memory. After loading them into memory, later whenever you want, you can access and apply. So in that case, head section is good. In that case, head section is good. So styles in body section are intended to load and apply to element. So at the time of loading body directly, so they are immediately applied. So styles difference I will tell you here. See, now I written heading. That means now will heading decide whether to apply or not? I written style for heading. Now the question is, will heading decide whether to apply or not? Heading will not decide whether to apply or not. It will apply directly. Because you written H1 now, that means it will apply to headings. Right? Heading will not decide whether to apply or not. Automatically they are applied to heading. Wherever heading comes, it is applied. It is applied. So if I write like this, suppose if you remembered, we were using classes now. Suppose I say head style. Will it apply to heading? Will it apply to heading or any element? They will not apply. Then they will apply only when they are accessed and used. In that case, these kind of things you can keep not in body section. These kind of things you can keep in the head. You can keep in head section. So they are loaded and kept in memory. Whenever you want, you can access and apply. That means they are not working now. They are not applied. Which heading wants that class? It can access the class and it can use the head style. Then it can apply that. So it is going to apply that element and define. So when you want some styles to load into memory and be in the memory, not apply immediately, later elements can access and use them, then you can keep such styles in the head section. And if you keep in the body section, they are intended to immediately apply. So it's your wish depending on requirement. Remember, you can keep in both locations. You can keep in both locations. That means you can write some styles in head. You can write some styles in body. You can define in two locations. But here so many conditions are there. I will tell you. That means rules also there. We will see. Actually, we can define head and body section. You see, I am writing some style in head section. I will write again in style in body. You can write multiple. Now I am applying. Here I am applying for heading 1. Here I will put background color red. And I will put color as white. And the text align as center. I am using them. Here now the doubt here is, question here is, will this apply to all headings? but heading 1 is having a different style. So this, in the next level, you can understand the priorities. I will tell you the priorities, but as of now, you should know that whenever we are applying the styles, as of now, if same are defined, that means heading 1 is there. Here also first one is heading 1. But in that there is an option called class. Then what happens is, first priority it will give to the class. Second priority it will give to this one. That means what happens? First one will be blue, others will be red. Later some more priorities you will learn. Right? For example, now you see here, that means we can write in both locations. Suppose here also I written heading 1. Here also I written heading 1 and I am not having class. Same styles I am writing in both and head and body. Now which one will apply? The styles in body or the styles in head? How you say that it is body? Why you are saying that it is in body? Why you are saying that it is in body? Because you see, body is working fine. You are correct, but you need to need the reason. Na? Because I told you this is loaded into memory. Na? That is loaded into memory. This is directly applied to the element. So if the same styles are written, another question here. If the same styles are defined in head and body, which set of effects will apply? Which set of effects will apply? The first priority is always given to effects defined in body. Always the priority is given to the effects defined in body. Right? Same set of effects are defined, then it will give priority to the body. Later some more priorities will come. You will understand about them. Initially, first question is, embedding means where to embed. Is it in head section or body? You can embed in head or you can embed in body. What is difference? Head section load into memory, then later use. Body section directly apply. But one more technique is there, which we don't recommend to anybody. Actually, in real-time projects, so in real world development, we can embed styles. We can embed styles outside HTML. But we don't recommend this to any learner of technology. So this is for very extreme experts in technology. Extreme experts, not only experience. Not even for experience. Extreme experts in technology. That means even 2-3 years experience people also don't know this. Right? That means they don't know correctly how to use this. Experts who are having a great experience of more than 10-15 years of web development, they have an habit of doing this. But nowhere in the world, anywhere, any website, any video, any book will tell you to write style outside HTML. But you will see that in software companies, some very senior experts are writing styles outside. Right? You see now, what I do here is, I will remove this here. Currently, the styles are in head section. That means it is applying the blue color. I will remove this style and I will keep it outside HTML. And here I will change the color to green here. green. I am writing outside HTML. Now you can see that. You can see it is working fine. But nowhere in the world, in any website of CSS tutorials and all, they will mention about this point. Nobody even teaches you. Because even I am telling you, but I will not recommend to you. I will say that don't do this. But it is working. Why we have to keep outside? Why real-time people sometimes keep the styles outside? Because styles outside a document are faster in applying. Then why don't you recommend this to all? Because they have abnormal behavior. Abnormal behavior means sometimes they don't work. Then how do I recommend this? Sometimes they don't work, sometimes they work. Now the question is, what are those sometimes it will not work? That only expert knows. Expert knows his situation of project. He knows the scenario of project. He knows that in this situation, in this scenario, it cannot work. So I will not write outside. He knows that nobody can teach you because that depends on the project scale, project environment setup. That is the reason you go to, I will show you the point here. See, currently, suppose I am defining the style. I will keep the style in head section. Okay, let's do this. Right click and go to inspect. This is inspect. The debugger will come. And in the debugger, you can open network category. In the debugger, you have elements and all. You can go to the network category. You see, in the debugger, there will be a network category. Already I have elements, console, something here. You can go to the network category here. So click there and select network. There is a network category. This is network category. In this network category, so first I will refresh here. Let's change some color and see. Or just we will refresh here. First change some color and see. I will change the color to red. Okay. I will save this. And after that, you see red color came. And observe carefully here. So it page loaded and you see how much time it has taken. How much time it has taken to load? 72 milliseconds. 72 milliseconds is taken to load and it has taken DOM to finish 77 because styles need to apply and all these things. It will take some time. Okay, 72 and 77. Now let it keep it like this. Now remove the style from here. And after that, keep the style outside HTML, same style, outside HTML. So you may change the color or keep the same color. I don't want to change because same we will see in both locations. Now after that, now what we will do is let's refresh the page and see once here. So you can refresh the page once and see here. You can see it is now 68 milliseconds. And DOM content loaded, how much? 54. This is more faster. Earlier it was 77. Even 1 millisecond difference also a difference. That means even 1 milliseconds difference, that is very much important for us. We will consider that and we will apply which one is best. Because majority of web applications fail in this situation. Because Majority of websites people don't use because they are slow, right? So we need to design as much as possible fast, right? That means it should perform fast, because many applications failed. Many applications in real time generally fail because of speed. Speed, load, these are bigger issues. You see, these days, actually, when COVID happened, COVID started, everybody started online classes. Colleges, schools, everybody started online classes. And now everybody wants a application, online classrooms, hosting and all. Now many people came into this business these 2 years. That means many people started developing online classroom apps and selling to colleges, schools. It became a very popular business. Even now it is going on. That means, now do you know, all people started developing such apps and giving to schools and colleges. 90% apps failed. 90% failed because they unable to take the load. At a time, thousands of people are listening to class. It hangs up. It cannot respond. It is slow. Because designing such things is not easy, right? That means everybody starts that business, but everybody started. Even today, every classroom, online classroom app, other than these like Zoom, all are having problems. All are having problems. If hundreds of people are at a time logging in, writing exams and all, it hangs up, it will not work. I hope if you are in colleges, you might have faced that. At a time, online exam they are conducting, online classrooms they are conducting, then the website hangs up, website don't work, right? That is because performance. Designing website is not important. See, as a learner, when I show you a program in class, you will practice that program in your laptop. What will be your first target? To achieve the same output. But in real-time projects, developer's target is not output, the performance. Output anyway it will come. That is not a concern for him. The concern is performance, speed. That is the reason whatever shortcut tricks are there, he will apply. But sometimes those tricks may not be understandable to other browsers. They will fail. That is the reason we cannot blindly use them without knowing their consequences. That is the reason this is never recommended to any learner. And if you go to software companies and your senior is using this, that means he is applying the styles outside. You go and ask him, sir, why you are writing outside? Right? He will say that it will be fast. Then you ask him, right, do you want me also to write outside? He will say, no, you do what you have learned. Just put it. Later, I will take care about it. He will ask, you again ask him like how it will perform fast. Then he will say, after 10 years, you will understand, go now. He will never try to answer this because you can't understand, because it is not one scenario. Hundreds of scenarios are behind it. Hundreds of scenarios will be running behind this to answer this, and you can't understand as a learner. So, but we use it outside. Nowhere anybody will recommend you to write outside, but we have seen outside performing well, right? But this is not recommended, but just I am giving you a point. What is advantage of this? So styles outside HTML will render fast, but have abnormal behavior. That is one big problem. That is the reason you should not take chance for that. As of now, you try only two things: styles inline, styles embedded. These are the two things. Okay. Next important, another important. What is the MIME type? What is the MIME type of style? What is the MIME type of style? These are all important questions, interview related questions for fresher level, fresher, even experience level people also. Right? In interviews, they ask why to write inline, why to write embedded, what is difference between them? If I write in both, what will happen? Right? So here, next point, what is the MIME type of style? MIME type already we learned about images. Na? MIME type is media type. MIME type is media type actually. MIME type is nothing but file type. I told you extensions and MIME types. JPG, image slash JPG, that is the MIME type. Okay. What if you remembered while we're learning images, I told you, suppose we have image slash JPEG. That is the MIME type. What are the extensions in that MIME type? We have .jpg, we have .jpeg, we have .jfif. These all under the MIME types. Under the MIME types. So technically here, what is the MIME type and how do we deal with the MIME types? Actually, you see, you are writing the styles. I will keep them here. Yeah. I will put here the styles. The styles I am writing in a block. That means I am writing in a curly brace. I am writing the styles in a curly brace. We are defining in a block. And very important here is when you are defining the styles in a curly brace, browser is confused about this because this curly brace is used by JavaScript, jQuery, CSS. Now browser is confused. What is it? Is it JavaScript? Is it CSS? Right? That is the reason it is very important for the browser to understand what type of content is inside this block. Inside the curly brace, what is there? That is important. That we have to define by using style type as text slash CSS. It is mandatory. Without that also it is working. Okay. But later browsers cannot understand. So we should not take any chance. It's mandatory that whenever you write style, it is important to tell the MIME type. Otherwise, they will not work properly every time. As of now, you haven't faced any problem, but in future, you are going to do that if you don't write the MIME type. So that is the reason it is mandatory that whenever you write style, mention the MIME type. And the MIME type of type, this is what it is, text slash CS. So what is MIME type of style? The MIME type of style is text slash CSS. That is the MIME type. So it defines the style block. It defines the style block so that browser can understand the code block as a CSS block. As a CSS block. That is important. Because the code block can be a CSS block, JavaScript block, jQuery block, Angular, React, everybody puts in curly brace on. Then browser need to understand, because in front end lot of technologies are used. It need to understand. So syntactically how to define. So we have to write style. So and type is equal to text slash what? CSS. This is important. So whenever you are writing the embedded, all these days you don't know this, but you are using styles everywhere. But now we need to know more detail about this point. Embedded styles, their MIME types, whether to put in head or in body section. Another important is there. Another important question is, what is the media type for style? Style have a media type also. What is the media type of style? Because styles have a problem, very big problem is there with the styles. For example, the problem is nothing but, suppose when you are applying the styles, generally, suppose you are applying here, these are okay. These styles are okay, normal. There is no problem. But some styles will make the text zoom, they blink. You remembered we learned mouse over effects. Na? When mouse over color is changing and mouse out again color is changing, we used hover styles. Now, the problem here is when I print, what will happen to those animations? That means we designed a ticket, bus ticket. Bus ticket online, they opened bus ticket. When they open online in a website, then the ticket contains the details. On the ticket, some blinking offer. On that, some blinking time. So some effects are there on the ticket. Now, when I print, can printer print those animations? Then it will put them blank. Then you will see lot of places are not printed. That means on screen they are coming, but on output in a printer they are not coming. On screen you can see anything. On screen you can see animations and all. But when I am printing, they are not coming. That is the reason whenever a developer is designing such content like tickets and all these things which are meant for printing, then what he will do? He will design two styles, one for printer, another for screen. That means when it goes to printer, it will print in a different way. When it goes on screen, it will print in a different way. That means styles can be written for device. That is what actually media. That is media type. Currently, media type is all. Media type is all means everywhere it will be same. You see, open the printer setting. In browser, Control P, printer settings will open. You can go to file menu and print. You can see in this actually more settings and yeah, borders, background, graphics. You see everything is printed in the same way. Actually, you have printer settings. In printer settings, what you can do? In printer settings, you can say that I want black and white printing. I want grayscale printing, like that. Can you change the alignments, placements, and can you remove some content in the page? You can't do that. You can change color to black and white to color while printing. That is all the settings you can do. But see what happens now is, suppose I am defining here another heading. I am defining another heading. So this is a heading. So print, you can print. I will say here, you can print the following content. That's what I have written here, just a heading 2. You can print the following content. Okay, that is the option. This is on screen, it is showing. When it goes to printer, I don't want this line anymore. When it goes to printer, I don't want that line anymore. I don't want background colors. I don't want alignments. I want everything plain. Then what I can do now here is, you define the styles here. You define the style here. Heading 2, heading 1, background color and all. And this style, we can write media as screen. Media as screen. Now I will write another style. That means we need to define another style now. Another style. This style type is same. Type is text, CSS. And here media is print. Media is print. If media is print, heading 1, background color, I will put as gray color. I will put a background gray color. and color as white. Gray and white I will print. Text align I will keep to left side. I will keep left side. One more, heading 2 should not be displayed. Then what we will do, heading 2 display as what? None. That's it. Now you can see on screen when I am watching, it is displaying like this. When I go to printer, Control P, printer, then you can see it's completely different. The background color is gray. The text is white. Alignment is left. First line is not there. That means when I print, I can remove some contents. When I show on screen, I can show some contents. That means advertisements, banners, all these things should not be there in printing. Asides, navigation bars, header, footers, they should not be there. You are designing a ticket and you are printing, only the ticket should be there. Rest of all content should be hidden. Right? In that case, what you can do, header, footer, and nav bars and aside, you can set display none. Automatically, it will not display. Rest of content will display. That means, for example, so suppose you see we designed a very big page. Like already we have so many shopping designs. We created Amazon layout tables. So much we have designed. Fashion site. Yeah. In this fashion site, we created a lot of things like this. Now what should happen is, actually in this, there are a lot of things designed. What are the things designed? You see, there is a nav bar. You see the design. There is a header. There is a nav bar. And there is main and other content. Now what happens is, this is the style you applied. This style. Now what should happen now? This is the type. What is the type? Text/CSS. And what is the media? Media is a screen. When it goes to printer, in the printer, I don't want headers. I don't want nav bar. Then what we will do, we will write a style. And here we will define type. Type is text/CSS. Media is print. Media is print. Here we will put header. We will put nav. Header and nav display as what? None. You can put comma. For both of them, same effect. Right? That means you can just define this way. Now what happens is, when I am trying to see this on screen, it will be like this. When I go to print option, you can see in the print only the main content will come. In the print, header and navigation bar is not there. So generally, you see the header and navigation bar there. Now when I go to print, in print, the header and navigation bar will not be there. It will not print the header and navigation bar, only the main content. That is general. You might have seen in so many times in websites when you are booking a ticket. Sometimes you will see that those are not good. Even today you can see when you print email, right? Some ticket comes, you print, then entire email is printed, including buttons and all. You see, are now these days very much reduced. Earlier, people book tickets for flight or bus. They have to carry 2-3 papers like resume to the bus stop, right? Earlier, in the beginning of online ticket booking, when there is no SMS verifications and all, so you used to carry a booklet. This is my ticket. This is my brother ticket. Right? A booklet we have to carry printouts. And you see the printouts. Entire mail is printed, email, including advertisements, buttons, everything. Right? I don't need all of them. Right? That means that is not a professional design. That is not a professional design. You may say that they are red bus like people, they are like indigo like people. So what? We don't care. So what? We don't care if they don't follow the standards, they don't follow proper presentations. That Indigo or Redbus, they are also developed by people like you, right? They are also developed people like you, and it's not that they are the genius in the world. After all, they are people like you means they will design like you only, right? That means you need to follow standards, right? We don't care how they are designing, we don't care how big they are. Even they are big, they have to follow certain basic standards. If not following, they are not good in design, right? That is not good design. Why you are printing a button advertisement, right? Print only the ticket. That is what we need, right? Can't you hide them? Can't you remove them? We can remove them. Then why you haven't removed? Why you are giving them in the printouts? That's not good design, right? That is why we should not follow that. So we should follow the good designs, good presentations, right? That is media type. Very important is media type. Actually, media type, it is used to target styles for various media content, media devices, which includes screen, print, and speech also, which includes screen, print, and speech also. Speech means, I hope you know, in our devices, mobiles, in our laptops, everywhere, there is a screen narrator. You know that, no? Screen narrator means it will read everything on the screen and it will tell. Even some artificial intelligence, like you have Siri, right? So, and you are using some headphones and you are going, somebody sent a message, it will read that message and tell you. It will read everything, alerts, notifications, and tell you on your Bluetooth, right? Reading. That means what is on the screen, it can read and tell you. Now, very important, whenever a pop-up a message comes from a website, it should not read everything. Only few things it should read. That means it should read only the main message. Rest of things it should ignore. That means you can even target some content to speech. That means in speech, do you want everything? No, in speech, I don't want everything. I want only summary, right? That means you can even target speech. We can even target speech. That means if any software is reading the page and giving a summary. These days, you see audiobooks are very popular now. Podcasting, audiobooks, right? You know, Amazon have Audible, right? That means online listening to books, content and pages and everything. Will it read everything inside that book? No. It will read only certain things and ignore others. How it knows that it have to read only this, not everything else? That is decided by using speech. So how do we define that? We have to do syntax, style. We can define style. Style type is equal to text / CSS, and media. Media is equal to print. Media is equal to print, or media is equal to screen. Media is equal to speech. Speech or media is equal to all. By default, it is actually all. By default, it is all. That means it is for both print, screen, and speech, all of them, for all three. So we can set it to any specific. If you don't set, it is set to all. It is set to all. That is important. So this is example. I will give you the previous example. That will be better. You can try anywhere. This example I will give here. In this example on printing, it is missing some contents. And it is changing the alignments, changing the colors, changing the styles. It is applying all of them here, right? That is basically the media types. These are all the points you need to know about just embedded. That means when you are keeping the styles in line, media types will not come to picture, mime type will not come to picture. Where you write is not, that is only in the tag you have to write. There will be no media type, there will be no mime types. Media types, mime types, where you keep all this comes when you are dealing with embedded. Now, what is problem in embedded? The problem in embedded is, so what is the issue with embedded? What is the issue with embedded styles? What is the issue with embedded styles? You cannot access and use in another page. In this page it will work, in another page it will not. That means I have 10 pages. In 10 pages all headings must be same. It cannot work because it is written only for this page. Then what you have to do? You have to write for every page. So what is problem with embedded? You cannot access and use in another page because the styles you written here, it is only for this page. Suppose in another page, headings also should have same effect. Then you cannot control that. You cannot control. So that is very important here. That is problem with embedded. So what is the solution? We have a third technique. What is the solution? You can define styles, external style sheet. We can define external style sheet. We can define external style sheet. That is what we call as CSS. CSS. Actually, generally, CSS is a part of styles. Because people are not aware of this, that is the reason. Generally, when I put the heading styles today in the beginning of the class, many people have had a doubt. Sir, you said CSS you teach. So you kept styles as heading, right? So that means actually many times in software technologies, you will have some wrong idea about a concept. And generally outside people also will continue with the same wrong idea. Because actually CSS is a part of styles. CSS is not a concept. CSS is not a concept. CSS is a part of styles. Styles, that many people don't know. That is the reason everybody will put heading CSS, styles, CSS. But actually it is styles. In styles, CSS will be there. For example, you came here to join a course, right? So you came here to join a course, and at the office, they will give you a catalog, content, course content. We have seen so many people seriously examining the topics without knowing what they are. What you are examining in content? You came to learn the technology. You don't know anything about it. Then what you are seeing course content? What you are seeing in that? Whether your friend topic is matching or not. My friend said, my brother said, my senior said, my junior said that in HTML this topic will be there. Ask, will they teach that topic or not? That topic you are searching there. You don't know anything. That means complete illiterate checking about course content. That is serious joke actually. That means you don't know anything about technology. You came here to learn technology. What you are examining? Right? You are examining, your friend said this topic you have to learn. That topic is there. And you think that your friend is the genius in the world. Whatever he says, it should be there. So many people come and say that, sir, my brother is in company. He said that learn this technology and come, I will put you in job. By the time you learn the technology and go, he will be kicked out of his job. It cannot happen in software companies. Don't trust any of this. Right? Even I am a project manager of my company, so I cannot take my relatives into the company, my friend into the company. Not possible. 100% practically impossible in software companies. Don't trust anybody. It's not possible. You cannot survive also. It's not possible. 100% impossible practically. Not possible. Otherwise, in a project, everybody, the project manager family will be there. No. The project manager family only software company. No. It cannot happen. 100% it cannot happen. Don't trust this. Even your sibling, your brother, right? Own brother said that, come, I will take you into my company. You tell him that first you take care about your job. First, make sure that you are guaranteed in your company or not. I will take care about my things, right? That is 100% practically not possible. 100% don't trust anybody. It's impossible at all. Why? Because the point here is we don't want skillless people wasting the time in the software companies, because our clients will not tolerate. Right? If you cannot do the work, you are not suitable. Right? That is, see, you don't have skills, nothing possible. Sachin Tendulkar's son is not in Indian team yet. Not possible. Sunil Gavaskar's son is not in Indian cricket team. He is unable to select at all. Not possible. You may say Sachin Tendulkar, god of Indian cricket. His son is not playing for Indian cricket. Why he will play? No talent, nothing. You can't. He can't. He will not even recommend. He will not recommend. He will not recommend to anybody that take him. He will tell that if he has skills, take him. Otherwise, his reputation will go bad. Because they will say that you asked him to take, we taken him into that, and he is unable to play. He is unable to do. Then bad remark on you. All these days, how much fame you have gained, everything will be gone. That's the reason nobody will recommend anybody else until very skills are good. Until skills are good. In software company, remember this. Don't trust your friends are telling you to learn this technology, that technology. You know about the technology by yourself, what is going on, what is trending. You have to do research on that, and you have to join. And you have to be very practical in skills, right? Now, the point is, everywhere, wherever you go, they will ask you, like, see whether CSS topic is there. Means many of your friends will say CSS topic is there. But in the catalog, I mentioned styles. In the catalog, I mentioned styles. Then you will say that these people are not teaching CSS. That is the reason, to satisfy brains like you, we will put the same topic. That okay, because this person don't know anything. So for his sake, we will put the topic as CSS. That is what we do, right? Technically, several such software topics are wrongly mentioned to you. Once you go into the topic, then you will understand that, okay, this is not the right word to use. Until or unless you learn about it. So many such software terms are there which will bluff you, but they are not actually the concept. So CSS is not a topic. Topic is what? Styles. In styles, CSS is one part. What is it? Without external style sheet, can we apply styles? Yes, na? Then how this becomes the main topic? We can apply styles inline. We can apply styles embedded. Without a style sheet also we can apply. In that case, this doesn't becomes the main topic. It is one of the part of styles. So what is the point? Why it is called? That means what is external style sheet means? What is concept here? Styles are maintained in a separate style sheet. Styles are maintained in a separate style sheet. So what is advantage of that? You can link to any page, you can link to any page and access from any page. That is what actually advantage. That means if you want styles to access across pages, then better to use which one? External style sheet. But why it is called CSS? That means cascading style sheet. Yeah. Why it is called cascading style sheet? CSS, cascading style sheet. Actually, cascading is nothing but it is one type of arrangement. Actually, cascading is a type of arrangement. Actually, for example, cascading style sheet means I will show you one option here. Here you have some options to deal with. Means I will show you in your old Windows. You can try. Actually, I will show you the point. See, for example, this is one screen. This is one. Suppose this is like paint. You can see. Suppose this is file 1. Suppose file 1. Now what happened here is I'm having another here like this. Like this we defined. And this is some so here this is file 1, file 2, and suppose there is another one like this. This type of arrangement, one over another like this, piled up like this. This is called cascading. This cascade is a type of arrangement. This is called cascading. We call this cascade. Suppose you have playing cards. So to see the playing cards, what are all the cards? You will hold in a hand and you will cascade them. You cascade them. Is it necessary to open everything separate? You without opening separately, you can just cascade the playing cards. You can see all of them. That is called cascading. What is the advantage of this kind of arrangement? You can see what is behind. From the foreground, you can see what is in the background without going to the background. Without going to the background, you can keep something background and you can see from the foreground. You can keep something background and you can use from the foreground. You can see. This kind of arrangement is called cascade. That means what happens now? Generally, you will have a CSS code, right? This CSS code you will maintain in a separate style sheet. That means in a separate sheet. What you will do now? You have your home page. This is your home page, and you want your home page to use that CSS. Then this home page actually what it can do? It can cascade over this style sheet. When it cascade over the style sheet, it is present in the background but visible to the home. That means the effects are behind but working for the page. This kind of arrangement is called cascading. So without this type of cascading also, styles will work. Cascading is maintaining separate style sheet. How to use? Simple. I am removing this now. Suppose let's remove this. Okay. And I will keep here. Now remove these tiles and delete this tile. And you can see now currently it is having this. Right. I am having only this. Okay. To apply some styles, what we will do is go to the project. Add a separate file. You can add file in separate folders. For example, Now we will go to SRC folder. All these days we never touched it, because SRC is meant for dynamic files like CSS, JavaScript, SAS, all these are kept in this location. Now in this SRC folder, we will create a subfolder by name styles. Okay. In that styles, we will add a new file, and the file name is headings.css. Style sheets will have extension .css. And here we will write the styles. So we will write the styles. What are the styles? H1, background color, some green, and say color, some white. So text align, some center, like this we define. And you already learned, this is not the new concept for you. How to link a style sheet, you know, na? To link a style sheet, what you have to do? Link relation is equal to style sheet, and href is equal to, it is present in SRC. It is in SRC, na? Where it is // public, / where it is having public, no, currently where this file is present, this file, oh, again // and // in that we have SRs, in that we have styles, in that headings.css. It is fine. Now you can see styles are applied here. So you can see styles are working. What is advantage? In any page you can link this now. You are using Bootstrap, you are using Bootstrap icons. In every file you are linking it and you can use them. What is advantage? If I make change in the CSS, it will affect all pages, right? That means you can access and you can use from any page. You can access and use from any page. So what is the advantage of this? Advantage of this, you can access and use from any page. But here one problem is that, see the point here, style sheets are defined by using .css extension, and the style sheets are linked by using link element. That is what we have to do. So what is the example here? First step, let's see. Go to which folder? SRC. Add a new folder by name styles. In that, add a new file into styles. By name, we given some name as headings.css. In headings.css, we will put these styles. Directly, you have to write some styles. You have to directly write the styles. No tags, nothing here. Only attributes you have to define. After that, now go to your HTML page and link style sheet. And this you know already. What you have to do in head, we are doing link relation is a style sheet, and link href is equal to // some here I am using. So it is src dot styles dot what? Headings dot css. That's how we need to apply. Now here, one of the major problem is, so using external style sheet will increase the number of requests for page, and also page load time. This is the problem. That is the reason you cannot say this is best. I am using a separate style sheet. When I am using a separate style sheet, that means now two files are there. One is HTML file, another CSS. If for a web page, number of files are increasing, page load time will increase. So unnecessarily, we cannot use a style sheet. Only if it is mandatory and necessary to use across pages, then only we will use a style sheet. So nobody can say that this is best out of 3, because this also have drawback. For example, see now I linked a style sheet for this page, and you can see, let's go to inspect. When we go to inspect, in inspect, let's go to the network. Go to network and you refresh here. You see, currently you see 3 requests are coming. But actually only 2 requests. One request is for page, another request is for CSS. This third one is WebSocket, WS. That is not related to the pages, it is related to browser. Actually, WebSocket is a concept which is used to update your changes. WebSocket is used to push the changes to browser. That means, see, when you are running a project, after making any changes, you saved. After saving, you go to browser have those changes without refreshing. Without refreshing, those changes are applied automatically. Who is going to push those changes? A tool called WebSocket. That is not required for you. So that is actually used by browsers to get updates actually. So our file is having number of requests 2. If number of requests are increasing, then page load time will increase. That is the reason we should not take chance on that, right? Technically, here we are using only one style sheet. Later we can have lot of style sheets. That means in a page you can link lot of style sheets, then page load time will increase. Remember always, if number of requests are increased, then page load time will increase. Load time will increase. This is technically working with styles. What you learned here is in how many ways styles are kept. Right? In how many ways we can write styles? 3. We can write style inline, we can write style embedded, and we can write style in a external style sheet. Depending on situation, we have to decide. That is the first concept. Next, we have to learn how styles are written. How headings, paragraphs, how the styles are written, how the styles are applied. That is important. That we will see in tomorrow's session. Right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that. Today we have learned just how to link the styles.